We seem to have lost Idris's connection there, but let's move on with the broadcast. The UN Security Council has called for an inclusive and Syrian-led political process to be implemented after Bashar al-Assad's ouster, saying that the country's people must be allowed to determine their future. Now, in a press statement, the Council, which includes both the United States and Assad's ally Russia, also called on Syria and its neighbors to refrain from any action that could undermine regional security. Now, the statement came shortly after UN Special Envoy to Syria, Geir Pedersen, warned that the conflict in Syria has not ended even after the departure of Assad, as he highlighted clashes between Turkish-backed and Kurdish groups in the north.
The first major challenge is, of course, that the conflict has not ended. Yes, we are seeing a Syria that is stable at present in many parts. Many in Damascus tells me that the law and order improved significantly after 2 initial days of instability. But stability can be fragile in many parts of Syria.
Soon after, the United States announced it brokered an extension of a ceasefire to the end of the week between pro-Turkish fighters and Syrian Kurds at the flashpoint town of Manbij, and was seeking a broader understanding with Ankara. A US-backed Kurdish-led administration controls swathes of north and northeastern Syria and has recently been battling Turkish-backed groups which have captured several Kurdish towns.
And we will obviously look to see that ceasefire extended as far as possible into the future. And it came about through our ongoing diplomatic work with the SDF and with the government of Turkey. The initial ceasefire that was reached last week was brokered through our diplomatic engagements, and not just here at the State Department, but obviously we have coalition forces that operate inside Syria that have long-standing deconfliction mechanisms, in working with the government of Turkey and working with the SNA to try to make sure that forces, including U.S. forces, aren't put at risk.
Meanwhile, the military chief of Syria's Islamist group, HITS, the HTS, Murhaf Abu Kasra, has said that the Kurdish-held areas of Syria will be integrated under the country's new leadership, adding that the group rejects federalism and that Syria will not be divided.
Regarding the area controlled by the SDF, God willing, it will be integrated under the country's new administration.
Furthermore, European countries are wrestling with their approach to HTS, which has largely been seen in the West as a terror group. Now, Germany, France, Italy and the United Kingdom are among the Western nations that have begun to engage with rebel-led new Syrian government. While the European Union agreed to reopen its mission in Damascus and ramp up support for Syria, France, who is a crucial early supporter of the uprising, sent a delegation to Damascus on Tuesday. German diplomats were also in Damascus to hold talks on an inclusive transition process in Syria. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni said her country is ready to engage with Syria's new leadership. According to reports, British diplomats also held talks with the HTS leader. Meanwhile, Turkey and Qatar, which backed the anti-Assad opposition, have reopened embassies in Damascus. And on the other hand, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a security briefing atop a strategic Syrian mountain inside a UN patrol buffer zone on the Golan Heights that Israel seized this month. In a video statement from the summit, Netanyahu said Israeli troops will remain there until another solution ensuring Israel's security is found.
We are here to assess the situation in order to decide on Israel's deployment in this important location until another arrangement is found that guarantees Israel's security.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.